Well, welcome back, Air Gunners. This is Zach from the Shooter Zone, where we are always staying on target. All right, got another beauty today, and this is from Daystate. This is Daystate Huntsman Revere in 22 caliber, and on top we have the Axeon 4 to 16 by 50 millimeter scope, and at the end the 0 dB moderator. This thing is awesome. I was shooting it a little bit yesterday, getting it kind of dialed in at 40 yards, and very, very impressive for this rifle. Now, this is probably, I think, the most affordable Daystate that's out there, but they have put so much effort into making this, and it's becoming one of their most popular rifles because I think it could be used for anything. You know, it could be used for, obviously, hunting, as well as target shooting. So it seems to fit a lot of different platforms. But let's do this. Let's start off with some of the specs on it, and we'll go through that first before we move on to other things. To start off with, we do have a Huma air regulator installed in this. The stock on this is from their Safari kind of version, and it's a raised grain stock, and it's actually not only very appealing as far as looking at it, but it gives you a lot of texture to hold on to as well. And from there, we do have a raised and adjustable cheek piece, which is kind of rubberized. It has a side lever cocking mechanism, which everybody kind of wants today. It does have a fill probe that you need for this, but you do need to get separate from that the male portion to connect your hose to, so keep that in mind. Again, if you call Darren over at Airguns of Arizona, I'm sure he will tell you that when you're purchasing it. The barrel is a match barrel, and it is shrouded and does have a threaded barrel end on it. The air tube is 162 cc, and we kind of sighted this in with JSP 18.1s, and it was getting 844 feet per second at about 28 FPE. All right, so those are the particulars of this. And so again, we're going to put 3 different pellets through this. We have targets set up at 40 yards, and there are 3 2-inch splatterburst targets out there. Again, the first one is the well-known Jumbo Heavy Diablos from JSP, and those again are 18.1 grains. We're then going to put the Rifle Ammunition Premier Series round pellets through here, and those are 18.67 grain. And then last, again, these are fairly new, but have been showing to be pretty accurate, is the AEA Precision Airgun Center Punch Diablo pellets, and these are 15.9, so a little bit lighter, which means they'll be traveling a little bit faster. But from what I saw yesterday, just using a few of them, you know, as far as being dead on, I mean, I think they were pretty much the same point of impact as the 18.1s, which is nice. You can kind of switch up pellets and not have to worry about it, you know, changing point of impact that much. But that's kind of it for this for now. Again, as always, we're going to do 2 or 3 videos on this. I do have the center, the single shot tray, excuse me, on this. It does come with a magazine as well. And again, magazines are extremely high grade magazines for this. But again, as you know, I like shooting the single shot trays, especially if we're trying to get some accuracy, because it is a more accurate way of doing things, that's for sure. All right, so let's do this. Just a little note. I was up on and off all night last night. I had an earache, a toothache. Most of that seems to have gone, interestingly enough, this morning. But I was literally up every 2 or 3 hours throughout the night last night. And not to give you an excuse, but I'm gonna anyways. So there you go. All right, so let's do this. Give me a moment. I need to go out there and turn on the camera for the target, and then we'll be back and we'll run these pellets through. So hold on. All right, I'm back. Okay, so the 3 pellets we're gonna start with are the JSP Diablos Jumbo Heavies, 18.1 grain. The second is going to be these new ones, the AEA 15.9 grain pellets. And the last is going to be Rifle Ammunition and those are 18.67 grain, so those are the heavier of the three. We're going to start at the top, and we'll use the JSBs on that, then we'll work our way around. Wind is blowing a little bit like always. Again, that's 40 yards. 3 splatterburst 2-inch targets, just so you know the size. We don't believe in using 4-inch or 6-inch targets, especially at this range. You know, we're trying to get some tight groups out there, and so with the little sleep I had last night, let's see how it goes. All right, single shot tray. Top target. As always, these are unsorted pellets, which, as you know, can make a difference in how tight the groups are. This is the last one of the JSBs. All right, nice tight group there. Next will be the AEAs, 15.9 I think they were, yep. And we will give these a run. 5 shots, bottom left target. My goodness, gotta love that. The last one's rifle ammunition, 18.67 grain. Let's see how these do. Flipped around the wrong way, which is common single shot trays. Come on, baby. Now these rifle pellets, just so you know, they do get hung up just a little bit. There's a little, kind of just a real little lip as it's going into the chamber, And these pellets are designed so they're kind of got a sharp edge to them, and so they catch a little bit. But, you know, if you just touch it with your finger, then it goes right in. All right, let's see how these do. Okay, that one seemed to drop a lot. I'm not sure why. Darn pellet flipped on me again. Again, unsorted pellets. I didn't check the skirts or anything on these. I'm just pulling them right out of the tins. If there's ones that have a damaged skirt, it's going in. Which was probably the case. Now you can't always blame that on the manufacturer. Again, shipping with lead pellets is a chore, you know, to try to make sure that the pellets get to where they're going in perfect condition. This one likes to flip. Let's try this again. Wind's picking up. Let me just wait a second here. Want to try to be as fair as possible. Gonna be almost 60 today. The end of February. Birds are chirping. That's 5, but let me just put one more, being that that one dropped way down. Good, I'm going to chalk that up as a pellet issue. All right. It is what it is, folks, right? That's why we do this. We're trying to see how pellets work. So, as you can see yourself, the JSBs, great 5-shot group. The AEAs just beat it out by a hair. Beautiful group. And the rifle, again, not that it's necessarily super terrible. Again, it's a 2-inch target, 40 yards, so it can serve its purpose, that's for sure. But came in last on that. Not a terribly poor last, but it was definitely bigger spread, that's for sure. All right, so let's just talk about a couple other things I probably didn't mention. 11mm rail on top of this. I used high mounts for this scope, so this is how it looks with that. Again, I adjust the cheek piece up a little bit for that. Seems to work really nice. Has this really cool safety right here, actuated by your thumb. Nice big red kind of little bar to push it on and off. 2-stage adjustable trigger, if I didn't mention that, and I have not adjusted this yet, just so you know. So there's just a little bit longer travel than I like in the second stage, but we're going to work on that before next video. And rubber butt pad at the end. Again, it's nice and cushy, not that you get any recoil out of this, but you know, they're thinking about making sure everything's comfortable, which is what you want to see. All right, besides that, I think that's it. So what do I think about this? Listen, these are fantastic rifles. And they are high quality rifles. It shoots extremely well, as you see. And so that's what you expect in this price range. You know, again, when you go out there, you want something that you know is going to be dependable. It's going to hit where you set it up for. And at 40 yards, this thing sure does the trick, that's for sure. You know, there are other rifles kind of in these higher end kind of classifications, which I consider this. This would be, in this price range, this would be kind of towards the lower cost range at the higher end rifles. But one thing I'm going to say about Daystate and BroCock is this. These things shoot very, very well out of the box. Some of the other upper line airgun manufacturers, which I won't mention names, but you know, you could see it out there. A lot of people will tell you. They don't necessarily shoot their best out of the box. They will take some other attachments to go on them to keep things stiff and things like that. I mean, it's not uncommon to spend another $500 to $1,000 on some of those air guns in order to get them to shoot, you know, the way they probably need to shoot out of the box. BroCock and Daystate's not that way. These things shoot well out of the box. Are they competition level? Some of them, you know, when you get into the higher Daystates and BroCocks, for sure. I mean, right out of the box, they're ready to go. And even this one, again, right out of the box, ready to go. But you know, I think that's the expectation. I don't want to buy an air rifle, especially one that's twice as much as this, and then have to put another $500 to $1,000 into it. I mean, to me, that's crazy. I think better shoot like a laser beam out of the box. So that's what my opinion is on all of that. You can get this and go right out, sight it in, and this thing is going to shoot very well. All right, well, I think that's it for today. We'll wrap it up with that. Again, we'll have another couple of reviews on this, and we'll kind of hone it in a little bit more, what we're going to be talking about and shooting and all that kind of stuff. But for today, but for today, that's it. This is where we're going to cut it off. So if you haven't liked this page yet, please click that button below and like this page. If you haven't liked us on Facebook, look up the Shooter Zone and like that page as well. If you like BroCock and Daystate or are really interested in them, I started a new page. It's BroCock Daystate USA. And so trying to accumulate all the American airgun owners from Daystate and BroCock and people who are interested in them. There are pages out there already for BroCock and Daystate, but what I think you'll typically find is, for the most part, you know, it's European people for the most part, British people, and you know, there's, for the most part, most of them are detuned down to the 12 foot-pound range. This is not. As I had mentioned earlier, this thing's pushing close to 30 FPE out of an 18 grain pellet. So this thing is, you know, packing a little bit of a punch there. So go to that page and like it as well if you're interested in these two. Okay, I'll put a link down below for these three things, the rifle, the scope, and the 0dB moderator, so this way you can find them easily. And until next time, shoot lots, be safe, and we will see you again soon. Take care now.